Welcome back to the world of Enthador, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dwarf Fortress version 0.43, and we are currently under siege by a vile force of darkness. And it is a dreary and rainy day here where I am, but the citizens of Foresthome have it much worse, where once again, it is now autumn, and they will have to close their gates to prevent these goblins from getting inside. And that is a big problem, because that means that our dwarven brothers cannot come here with their caravan. So that's not a good thing. So the first thing we need to do here, of course, is we have to ensure that everyone is inside. And it looks like everyone is. Okay, so then we need to... I forget which one of these actually controls the gate here. Ah, this one, the first one. I should remember that. Just the one that's closest to the door. Add new task, and we're going to pull the lever. I haven't checked to see if my outer one works, so hopefully it will. Yep, everything works. Excellent. And that's been completely covered over except for here. So that's going to be an issue. If somehow a goblin manages to fall, or some creature manages to fall inside there, well, the good news is we have people who can theoretically shoot it. Although, since the area of vision is not so good here, I'm not entirely sure if they can pull that off. Hopefully they can. But the first thing you want to do when a goblin invasion happens, and I don't have to worry about my citizens, I don't have to set them to any kind of alert mode, because there's no way they'll get within viewing range of the goblins anyway. There's no reason we would call them up here. We're going to have our squad, the Bone Queen's Bolts, move up here. And the way this is constructed, they should all be able to fire, which is fantastic. Oh, they're already moving out. Look how fast that is. Look at that. What's wrong, Nathan? Needs refined coal. That's okay. We can do that. Wood furnace. Let's just make as much charcoal as we can. The elves are going to get pissed, but who really cares? Who cares about the elves? Actually, that's fine, but let's also make a job out of it, just so we can get a ton of it. So, manager, new job, charcoal. Make charcoal. Let's make 100 of it. That's a lot of charcoal, but you know what? It's important. Holy shnikes. Look at all these guys. Okay, see, the problem here is that they have no real reason to come to our front gate. I have to find some way to kind of draw them in, although they seem to be moving in that direction. Why, I wonder? What are you guys heading towards? I don't know. I don't know what their goal is, but they're getting shot at. Let's take a look at who's all come here. A bunch of trolls. A bunch of beak dogs. Wow, lots of beak dogs. And just a bunch of regular goblins. 2 goblin recruits down at the bottom. Oh no, 3 goblin recruits. Still no goblin masters or anything like that. Now, someone in the comments a while back said that I can go inside the game files and add masters. But I don't know how to do that. I mean, that sounds really technical and complicated, and I'm not sure how to do that. So I don't want to ruin my game and screw something up. But we're going to be... for some reason they're hanging out here. I don't know why, but that's cool. I mean, I like it. There should be no way possible for them to get inside. And that holds true here. Oh, we have a tree there. That's not a good idea. But other than that, though, we should still be pretty safe. So let's cut down those trees. That would be great. Especially this one hanging out here by the wall. Okay. And yeah, the goblins are just... they want to be where we can shoot them. I think that's great. It's nice of them to be so courteous. Now, the forest probably impedes our shots. As you can see, it looks like it is. So this is of limited effectiveness, unless I cut down all the trees, which I don't necessarily want to do. Now, I could build, like, towers Okay, we are managing to shoot a few of them. That's good. We're getting good practice. We're learning how to become better. All right, now what are you guys doing? I guess they like the bridge. Like, the bridge is calling out to them. Now, of course, it looks like we can't shoot them when they are standing right up against the bridge, but of course, it looks like they are going to help us out by not doing that. Tech good. Get some beak dogs. We should have plenty of bolts, but we did run out of silver bars. So I'm smelting tetrahedrite as fast as I can, but the problem is it creates a lot more copper than it does silver. In the meantime, though, while the siege is resolving itself, let's profile a dwarf. I'm actually not even going to stop it. I'll hear if something crazy happens. 196. Keilum. Keilum. Oops. Oops. Again. There we go. That's what I want. Anything good happening? Telor's fighting. The flying silver bolt strikes the troll in the right upper leg, bruising the muscle. Yeah. Alright. K-E-I... Leo? Come on, Marcus. You don't even know what you're doing here. Calum Evostasmel currently has no job and is unassigned. I need to get more work for our, like, labor dwarves. They're just sitting around. Calum's last name means sect merchants. Okay, interesting. Calum's husband, Erush, is not in the fortress and has no other family at all but the deity, Stag's Hill, and a master, Dumas, or Domas Ozolimus. Friendly terms with a number of people. That's weird, no family, though. And let's see some thoughts and preferences. I have a part in this. This might require an answer. He feels vengeful when joining an existing conflict. Feels pleasure near a fine, tastefully arranged slab. Now, what conflict is he talking about? Is he talking about the goblins? Because he's not in our military, I'm pretty sure. Bored after being unable to practice a craft. Yeah, I get that. I need to figure out something for my unassigned dwarves to do. Maybe I could build more smelters, and they can just smelt all the livelong days. Pleasure near a fine table. Interested after watching a performance. Pleasure near a fine seat. He didn't feel anything after seeing Kazab Kabnul die, but he was blissful dining in a fantastic dining room. He's 143 years old. Holy crap. Let's see here. Calum likes lignite, lapewter, wax, opal, moon, snail shell, cows for their haunting moos, the words of the amethyst butterfly, and the sight of the tulip of festivals. When possible, he prefers to consume common snapping turtle salmon, custard apple cider, and tomatillos. Okay. He absolutely detests mosquitoes. As do I, my friend. As do I. So it appears that we've murdered quite a few goblins. Why can't we? Are we out of bins? Saw a troll? You should not be seeing a troll. There should be no way that you could possibly see a troll. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're storing an item here, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, okay, so maybe you did see a troll. Nothing I can do about that. Oops. Unless I built a staircase somewhere else. I guess I could build like a staircase like here. That would look ugly, though. Might be better, though, from a defensive perspective. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll cover this up with a floor, or better yet, a wall. And then build a separate entrance, maybe like here. And just build a little wall around it and a door. It'll look ugly, but you know what? It'll look organic, right? That's why people love those old medieval villages in Europe. Is because they're not perfectly planned on straight lines. They're kind of cute in the sense that they just kind of sprung up. So maybe we'll do the same with Foresthome. It'll be the anti-OCD fortress. It'll be the fortress where nothing really is symmetrical or makes sense. It'll just be the way it is. Okay, we're shooting at some of them here. Looks like we can shoot through at least the first layer of trees. Okay, what's happening? Oh, they're sparring. Okay, Alessandro and Bullzome are sparring. That's great. Looks like we're shooting at that troll. And again, you get better, not necessarily by hitting enemies, but just by shooting them. So anything that allows us to take shots at them is a winner. So that's good. It's really good. Alright, so by the way, I'm trying something new here, and I'm hoping it'll work. And what that is I'm turning this into a general bar stockpile for all metal bars. And then what I'm doing is I'm having these specific stockpiles here, like this 3 for coal, and this one here for silver and copper. Instead of making these larger, because I found out the copper one got full, basically, and the silver one's empty, but instead of making these larger, we don't have a lot of room, as you can see here. We just have a teeny little space for storage. So what I'm doing is I'm making this a giant stockpile for all metal bars and coal, and then I'm having this stockpile feed into this stockpile. So if it works correctly, what should happen is that the dwarves will, when these smaller stockpiles run low, the dwarves will bring the bars from here to them. So our worker, our metal worker, will never have to go very far to find the bars he needs, but we can store a large proportion of them somewhere else. So that's the goal. And if that works out, maybe I'll do that for a lot of things. But for right now, it seems like we have an overabundance of copper bars. It looks like we need some bins. So let's JMQ wood bin. And let's get 30 of those. It's not like we don't have plenty of wood. And we're just keeping firing on these guys. I guess we can start planning out the hospital while we're waiting here. So I want the hospital being here somewhere, but what I need to do is I need to create like a well. Now, Jappa has let me know that, unfortunately, the way the game works, even if you dig deep down, the water will still freeze as long as it's not completely underground, meaning just by the act of digging out a cistern and putting a well over it, you are now making that water susceptible to freezing. However, we're in a temperate location, and the freezing only happens like a month, so I'm not too worried about it. Not terribly anyway. And I think like the southern portion here doesn't freeze. So really, if I was smart, I should have built the mausoleum up there and saved this for the hospital, but I wasn't thinking. But so what I need is, I need to build a hospital. So I gotta first of all think about road usage, because I want this to look nice eventually. So we're probably gonna have a road that goes between these two doors. Alright? So I don't know, I guess we'll put like a little statue area in front of the mausoleum. There's not enough room here for another building. That would just look weird. And then we'll put the hospital, I guess, here. So we might as well get started on that. Let's build a paved road. Let's put it up like this. So it'll be 4. And like that. I've just given up on making it look cool with statues and whatnot. I don't mind. I'll put the statues elsewhere, but the idea of the roads, I'm going to keep like here and here, statue free, and we might put statues in other places. I was thinking of putting statues like in the middle every once in a while, but it's just such a hassle with roads that I just don't care anymore. Diorite blocks. Alright. And I think a little bit further out, let's go at least as far as the mausoleum. There we go. And diorite blocks. Alright, so we have roads getting built here. That's good. Meanwhile, I said I needed something for my unassigned to do, so how about we gather plants? We have plenty of food, but whatever. Let's just utilize our time here and gather some plants. There's a bunch of stuff we can gather. Excellent. So now at least everybody has a job. And we keep getting interrupted by trolls, so yeah, I think the idea of building a new staircase here probably has merit. So how are we going to do it? Actually, we could just do it inside. For example, we can... I mean, dwarves would have to walk in and get in the way of the sparring, but we could have it, like, go up so it comes out here. That way we don't have to actually increase the size of this building at all. Although, if we do it this other way, we can skip the barracks entirely, which is kind of cool. They can just go straight up to the... Let's just do it like that. Okay, so let's build a wall, let's say here, out of diorite blocks. Let's say here. Let's say here and here, okay? And then we'll build an upstair here. Excellent. The dwarves are getting afraid of something. I think it's their sparring. Or maybe it's the dwarves seeing the beak dog. I think it's a time to encourage them to come to the front. So let's strategically open our gates for a moment. Okay, oh. Actually, I didn't see the trolls were that close. Let's pull the lever again, and if we could, let's make this a priority. Thanks much. Will he get in? Uh-oh. Okay, well, he got in. Our dwarves are a bunch of idiots. So, now what's the plan? Everyone, let's kill this troll. Thank you. And we got him. We got him. Good work, everyone. It was only the one troll that made it in. Looks like none of the rest were that concerned about it. So let's see what happened, huh? Stozu. The stone hunter punches the troll in the head with her right hand, and the injured part collapses. Okay, so stone hunter. Now, okay, so just to let you guys know, some of the dwarves that you've named have two names. They have a first name and a last name. So when I assign them to the military, I give their position, or their title, I guess, as one of their names. Because I think that's better when you're reading the reports. Otherwise, it'll say the Marks Dwarf or the Spear Dwarf, which is confusing, because if they're all Spear Dwarfs, you don't know which one's actually doing it. So I set their profession as their name. But sometimes, again, when you have multiple names, I have to pick one. So I picked the one that I think is the coolest. So, for example, this was Gulnir Stonehunter. So I titled Gulnir Stonehunter as opposed to Gulnir, because I just felt that was better. That was cooler. Now, it's not always that way. Like, for example, Simon Ulander is Simon. You know, Alaric is Alaric, da-da-da. Juris Fathog, I don't know what I named him. Let's see here. View. Jurist Fathog Strongbell is still unassigned. That shouldn't be right. If he's in the military. Oh, right, because he's the guys I just led these guys, so that's the problem. Profession. Squad. Okay, so for example, Logan Stonehilt. Does it say their position? Like their... It doesn't. Oh, yeah, it says soldier. Is that... No, that's what they're doing. Okay. So it doesn't technically tell you the profession that you have assigned them. But like Alaric, I could look and say, for example, customization. You're not seeing this, I'm sorry, but set custom profession name and Alaric. You know, and that profession changed to Alaric. And I'll do that for all the other guys off camera. But in this case, it was Gulnir Stonehunter who managed to slay this beast. Oops. And there you should have it. One giant red in Foresthome and one troll in Foresthome. Good job. I'm thirsty. I'm very irritated by this. She's terrified while in conflict. She doesn't feel anything after seeing a troll die. Aren't you even happy that you killed the troll? No? Ah, don't worry. You'll get there. Alright, so let's get the squad, the Bone Queen's bolts. Let's get them back up here. Although no, they're not out of ammo. They're still bolts. I can see them there. Oh, and there's goblins everywhere. Okay, so I guess I don't want them. I thought I wanted them on this side because I thought that's where the enemies were over here, but actually there's some over here too. Why are they all thirsty? We have plenty of drinks, and I've told you, yeah, carry any drink. Maybe you don't have water skins? Alright, you know what? I will go ahead and let you go and take care of your personal needs. And if you want to, you can continue to shoot at beak dogs. Whatever you need, I'm happy to help. So we managed to take out a troll without any loss of life, which is always a wonderful thing. Our farm seems to be doing well. I cut down all the trees that weren't fruit or nut trees. Thank you, by the way, for all those of you who helped me in the comments by letting me know that nut trees can yield nuts, which are edible, but just need to be processed first, or cooked. Which I'm not doing, by the way. I don't have a kitchen set up. That's probably the next step. Next thing to do is set up a kitchen. Oh, this area is ready, so let's build our door. Cobaltite door. And then let's build... Oops. Let's build a up-down stair here. Not out of charcoal. Why don't you remember what I like? Cobaltite or diorite blocks. Okay. Then we'll build a downstair here with a door that goes into here. Brilliant. Brilliant, Marcus. You're wonderful. All right. Witness a beheading. I just got this achievement. I know you don't see it, but apparently someone was just beheaded by a bolt. Okay, who keeps getting scared? Vemir the Old and Telor cancels drink interrupted by Goblin Axemen. What? Oh, I see. Telor's like really eager to shoot, so Telor's just like, I'm gonna shoot. This is great. You know, it's fun that we're able to pick off dwarves and improve our skill, or goblins, as I say, without undue harm. But the bad thing, of course, is we're missing the merchants. Our roads are getting built. Looks nice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you know what? That's pretty good. I'm going to be continuing to build our hospital and take care of things off camera, and we'll come back when something interesting happens. I'm pretty sure these goblins are just going to hang around for a while and then eventually leave. In fact, it looks like they might already be heading out. Well, it looks like they're just kind of milling about, really. But that's life in Foresthome. It's never pretty, let me tell you. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Marcus Aurelius. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.